Well, officials have finally identified Tyler Robinson in the assassination of Charlie Kirk after he was turned in by his father. And it seems that we have a lot going on. So let's get into it. As you may remember, my name is Musa Ganayam. I'm an attorney, and I have been for the last 25 years. In this case, I watched it and read it, so you don't have to. And let me tell you, that video is something you don't want to see. I saw the first video of the assassination and from a distance, and it was far away, and it was pretty shocking. And then seeing the up close one was way, way more shocking. It makes movie violence almost look campy in comparison. This was definitely devastating. I don't even know how I was able to watch it. I think I've been desensitized from years of watching children in Gaza pick up pieces of their parents and put them in bags. This is the world that we've come to now. So let's break down the news from the beginning. Tyler Robinson was arrested after he surrendered himself after his father turned him in. He came home and wanted to, I guess at this point didn't say anything, but the father recognized that it was him from the photograph and confronted him, to which he admitted that he did it. And when the father said, "You have to turn yourself in," the son said that he would rather kill himself. And at that point, they brought a minister involved, and during that time, they were able to contact the FBI and arrest him. The FBI had really very difficult time. There were CCTVs everywhere. There were cameras everywhere. It looked as though he was right there. They were never able to find him, and Lord knows how long this would have gone on, but for Mr. Robinson's father surrendering him. And again, if you saw the video, it was pretty obvious from the video that Charlie Kirk was not going to make it after he was struck by the projectile. So let's break down how it happened. They believe Mr. Robinson had planned this in advance. They said that he had been getting more agitated politically and had described Charlie Kirk as full of hate at one point in time. I don't know any more than that. And this is the information that has been put out there so far. I'm sure there's a lot more to come. Now, he would have had to scale the roof of the building. So people are now saying, why wasn't there security at this UVU event? And it didn't look like even if there was security, it would have mattered. It looks as though he was a building away, hundreds of yards away, with a weapon that even if they did get everybody that was in the event, they would not have prevented that person from being there with that weapon. They said he had a gray Dodge Challenger. He was able to jump off the building, and then after jumping off the building, use his pants to hide the gun that he had. And from there, he walked into a neighborhood where he threw the gun into a wooded area and left in his gray Dodge Charger. And these are all of the puzzle pieces that were put together to verify indeed that this was the person that had committed the act. Now, I do want to say this, and I don't like to say his name too often because if you say it 3 times, you get diarrhea, right? So Benjamin Netanyahu was on TV this morning, and he was blaming radical Islamist progressives for this. So let's be clear at who is trying to pit people against one another. He said radical Islamist left-wing progressives did this. If I've not heard a bigger oxymoron in my life, if this person doesn't think you're the biggest moron, oh my God, how disgusting. Well, now we know that it wasn't a left-wing, transgender, Islamist, whatever, right? It was a guy who came from a very conservative family who lived in Utah and even attended UVU for 1 semester. Now, be careful, because if you say that he attended UVU for 1 semester, all of a sudden you're going to get a bunch of people being like, oh, he's a college boy. That's what radicalized him. He done went to college. He done did some book learning. And after he did all that book learning, he came back radicalized. Yeah, he went for 1 semester. I'm pretty sure that everything that happened in his life, if he was radicalized, that's what radicalized him. But there's no evidence that he's ever been radicalized. And the motive, we don't know yet. President Trump said he knew of a motive, and this was before Robinson was surrendered. So this was bizarre. Like, he said, I know of a motive, but I mean, I don't know if that means that he knew of Robinson's motive or he's able to think of what the word motive means. It's very confusing. But regardless, law enforcement has not set forth any sort of motive for this crime. We know the weapon he used was a Mauser M18 Elite fitted with a 30-06. And if it was the Savannah edition, that's a very expensive weapon. A weapon that is highly accurate. I mean, you can get these Mausers, the 223s, all the way to the 30-06s, and you can get them fitted with different barrels. And of course, the nicer they come, the more accurate they say they are. This was apparently the M18 Elite 30-06, and that's what we know. We also know that there's been engravings on the bullet casings. And the engravings are, one of them said, if you look at this, you're gay, LOL. The other one said, notice bulges, OWO, what's this? And apparently that's like a trolling phrase for video gamers. The other one said, hey, fascist, catch. And final bullet said, oh, bella ciao, bella ciao. This is a very famous anti-fascist Italian song that was pre and post World War II, if I'm not mistaken. I find it bizarre that they're claiming that there's things written on there. All of these things seem bizarre to me. I don't quite understand what these trolling things mean. I mean, obviously, hey, fascist, catch, and the bella ciao, that I understand what he's trying to say. I'm not saying it's good. It's horrifying, as a matter of fact, but it is what it is. Some forensic experts, and actually a friend of mine pointed this out, and I looked it up. They claimed that Mr. Kirk was wearing a bulletproof vest, that the person who fired the weapon was shooting at center mass, and that it ricocheted from the bulletproof vest, and that's why it struck him in the neck. I did not see a video that close or that slow in order to be able to break it down. I don't know if that has been factored in, but that's something that's also been reported out there. But whatever you do, don't turn on each other because of this, because that's exactly what people want. Don't you dare think your neighbor hates you because of this, or that you have to hate your neighbor because they hate you. This is not the way to respond in these circumstances. This is a way to unify people against another party. What happens when you unify people against another party? Well, then you have a one-party system, right? Kind of like what the Bolsheviks did. Kind of like how it turned from a democratically elected monarchy to communism. There can't only be one thought process. There can't only be one kind of reasoning, especially if one of those things is completely contrary to anything that's remotely grounded in truth. Again, my name is Musa. I appreciate you watching. Thank you very much. Please follow and subscribe if you'd like more of this. This is independent media, and I am happy to follow up with any source requests that you may have. Probably best place to find me is on YouTube, as that's where everything is going to end up after this app collapses. Thanks.